Lucasfilm ceases to amaze me with their ability to completely like hate them and then the very next day make me love them all over again. It's truly incredible. I don't know how they do it. I think they're the only business ever that has the capability of being able to do that. What's going on, everybody? My name is Alex, and this is a little thing that we call Jabber. It is not really that early on a Sunday morning. It's like 9:30 on the East Coast. 6:30 for all you weirdos in California. I've made like 3 videos of this, but every time that I get done editing it, some other news drops and I gotta redo it, so I figured I would just wait until the end of the weekend because Friday and Saturday were the biggest days for like Star Wars movie news in terms of Star Wars celebration. I don't think they're gonna drop anything else this weekend. They could drop a number of shit today, who knows? But I think Friday and Saturday was when they were gonna drop everything. So it's Sunday now, and we can talk about it because there's a lot to fucking talk about. Just off the bat, I've already watched the Ahsoka trailer like 5 times. I think I'm gonna watch it again. I was just gonna play the clip of me watching the trailer for like the 3rd time and talking about it, but what's the point? I might as well just watch it here and just talk about it with a fresh mind. So Ahsoka. Okay, we're gonna start it now.
Something's coming.
I love this trailer so much. It's such a good trailer.
Sense it.
This is a new beginning.
I love the music.
For some, war. For others, power.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return.
You guys have no idea how pumped I am. Get him, Ray Stevenson. So they're in the world between worlds there.
The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Okay, so again, fresh mind. That is the 6th time I've watched that trailer, at least. I think I watched it every day since it dropped, at least 3 times. I've been trying to pick it apart because this is looking like it's gonna be my favorite thing that Star Wars has done. I loved Andor. I love those smaller, more just grittier Star Wars stories. That's why I love Rogue One so much. But my first love is to the Force and to the Jedi and to the Sith. And that's all I want right now. So that's it. So I have this theory. I've had this theory for a long time about the Ahsoka show, Mando, and Skeleton Crew. And at the time when I made this theory, it was Rangers of the New Republic was in there as well, but I don't think that show's happening anymore, which is a shame because I really think that was about to be a really cool space detective show with the Asian guy and Gina Carano. It would have been really cool. I think it would have been more like the end of that third or fourth episode where they find Moff Gideon's ship, which this all leads back to that. So Thrawn is the one that got him out. He's the one that probably hired those Mandos to get him out, or those Jedi, those Dark Jedi are already there. Thrawn is definitely the one that is like behind getting Moff Gideon out. He's for sure at this point. It just makes sense. There was a rumor, or not a rumor, somebody tweeted out from Celebration that they got to see the first 10 minutes of the next week's Mando, and they said that somebody shows up in the first 10 minutes and the crowd went insane. It's Thrawn. Why wouldn't it be? Who else would it be, honestly? There's a couple of options to make the crowd go wild, and there's only really two that would make them go fucking berserk like that. Luke's already happened twice, so you can't, it's not gonna make him, him coming into it's not gonna make the crowd go that crazy anymore. It's Thrawn. It just makes sense. He's the main antagonist for the Ahsoka show. That's the next show coming. They said it's a beloved character coming back. That's the only thing that kind of is iffy for me, because yeah, Thrawn is a returning character, but from an animated series, and he is a beloved character with us, EU, which not the European Union or whatever the fuck it is. The expanded universe, the legend stuff. That's what I'm referring to. Yeah, Thrawn was beloved in the legend stuff. The Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn is just, it's the best, I think it's the best Star Wars trilogy out of everything, including all the movies, including everything. It's, I think those series of books is the best Star Wars trilogy. It's because they're consistent. Even the original trilogy, don't get me wrong, I love it. Return of the Jedi is not the strongest movie. The Last Command, the final book in the trilogy for the Thrawn series, though, is the opposite. It is a very, very strong ending to a great series of books, which I highly recommend everyone reading now, because they name dropped the first book in the trailer, Heir to the Empire. So, and that was supposed to be, well, to us old fans of Star Wars, that is our 7, 8, and 9. It's still in my head, 7, 8, and 9. The Daisy Ridley stuff is 10, 11, and 12 as far as I'm concerned. These three movies need to happen, or the books need to happen somehow, and I think they're going to adapt some of it into the show. They're going to intertwine the old Thrawn books with the new Thrawn books and kind of merge them into one, and then weave that into how the First Order got formed. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how Thrawn is going to essentially be the catalyst for the First Order being formed, or he's going to form it entirely by mistake. Because somebody told me in a Star Wars forum that it was like on Reddit or some Facebook group or something. I don't know, but somebody said that Thrawn in the new books is after this. He's trying to wipe out this planet, or this species of aliens that he thinks is like a threat to the whole galaxy. I forget what they're called. Some race that I've never heard of before. But I guess what he's gonna do is just wipe them out. And what I think is gonna happen is he's gonna end up forming the First Order, because the New Republic is not gonna fuck with it, obviously. Plus, why would he go to the New Republic? I think he's just gonna form the First Order to start an army and then go wipe them out, and then, you know, ultimately die in the same fashion that he dies in the book, which it can't be from his Nogri little assassin, whatever his name is, Rook or something. He can't. I think, spoiler if you've never read the book, Thrawn dies. Oh my God. And he gets stabbed in the back. Or actually gets, well, okay, whatever. He gets killed by his own assassin, who is a Nogri. And if they bring Nogri into live action, that'd be sick. But they better look like the Jedi Academy Nogri. So yeah. So essentially, I'm gonna try and break down at least Heir to the Empire, so that we know what's going on or what's gonna happen in this Ahsoka show. So it's gonna be different from the book. It's not gonna be exactly like Heir to the Empire. They're just gonna pull elements from it. So in the book, Thrawn is obviously trying to rebuild the Empire as part of Palpatine's contingency plan. There is a clone of a Jedi from the Clone Wars named Jerus Sabayoth. The clone is named Jerus Sabayoth. They just add an extra U to things. Very original and clever. So he is like this crazy dark Jedi clone of this Jedi Master who was kind of iffy back in the Clone Wars. So Palpatine back then sends him out on this mission with these other Jedi, and it's just a trap basically to kill him. And he kills him, and then it basically wants to use his body to clone so that when he dies, he can transfer his essence, his spirit, his whole consciousness into this new, younger, crazy strong, basically unbeatable Dark Jedi. Because if I remember correctly, they're using blood they might be mixing Anakin's blood into this too. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong though. What they do is take Luke's hand, his severed hand from Empire Strikes Back, and make a clone of him, but that doesn't show up until the third book, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen. If they clone anybody, it'll be a clone of Ezra or a clone of Grogu or something. It won't be Luke. So anyway, the Dark Jedi, so Thrawn is using the Dark Jedi to lure Luke in so that he can get rid of Luke. It's very, like, he wants to wipe out the New Republic and he wants to take over, but he's got to do it. You know, Thrawn is a war general. He is a strategic battle man. He's a war genius. He knows what you're about to do 3 steps before you do it, kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy. And so he's using the Dark Jedi, and the Dark Jedi thinks he's using Thrawn because the Dark Jedi Sabayoth wants Luke as his own apprentice, so that they can rule the galaxy together, because it's essentially Palpatine. But he wants Luke so that he can, possess Luke. And he's got a clone on standby just in case it doesn't work out. So Palpatine's got this thing, like, it's been a thing. Palpatine has been into cloning this whole time. It just wasn't done right in The Rise of Skywalker. And in the Thrawn books, Palpatine never clones himself. That happens in like a one-off comic that was just like a fever dream for Vader, basically. The cloning aspect is cool though. I like it because cloning Dark Jedi, or cloning Jedis to be a Sith is wild, which brings me to my next point, and I think that's what those 2 Dark Jedi are in the Ahsoka show. They're either just new Dark Jedi, or they're clones of some sort that are Force sensitive. Which, if they go that route, that'll be cool because it'll fit in line with the Thrawn trilogy. So instead of having 1 Dark Jedi, you got 2, and Thrawn is just like, he knows that Luke could take on 1, Can't take on 2 though, can he? Doesn't know about it. Well, who knows? Who knows what he's gonna do, because now Ezra and Ahsoka are involved. So I think Luke is gonna take more of a backseat for the Thrawn trilogy, which they will weave into this. And I think instead they're gonna replace Luke with Ezra and Mara Jade with Ahsoka. Or something. Or Ahsoka is just the replacement for Mara Jade. I think that's pretty cut and dry at this point. I don't think they're gonna have a love interest for Luke. If there is a love interest for Luke, it'll be Ahsoka. Just come back full circle. She's just fucking the whole family. So yeah, that's what I think. If you know Heir to the Empire, then you know the story, and how I think they're gonna weave it in together is basically what I just said. Thrawn is gonna be out in the unknown regions doing what he does. All this is canon, which you can look up. It's all current canon. I looked up a Snoke thing, and actually, no, sorry. Snoke is gonna be the replacement for Sabayoth, and I think Snoke is gonna have these Dark Jedi. And they could be clones too, I don't know. But I think he's gonna have these Dark Jedi that he has trained in secret. And that's what's gonna be going on there. And then Snoke is gonna outsmart Thrawn by the end of the movie, I think. I think in the movie is when you're gonna get that big, they're gonna do Dark Force Rising and Last Command and all that stuff. If they even do that. If they weave it in there, cool. I really hope they do, because it's a phenomenal story. It's just some of the best written Star Wars stuff that I think has ever been. So there's that. And I haven't even hit, this is just Ahsoka. There's so much fucking shit to talk about. Like, I didn't even talk about Lars Mikkelsen being officially cast as Thrawn, which we all knew that was gonna happen. They used him in the show, or in Rebels, he voiced them. But I love Lars Mikkelsen. He's not Thrawn to me, like in the face. Like, yeah, like Chiss are kind of skinny and very like, you know, very thinned, chiseled jawlines, right? I don't have one anymore. I did when I was like 17, but I drink a lot now. Anyway, yeah, so Lars Mikkelsen came out on stage at Celebration yesterday, and then, you know, yada, yada, yada. He is Thrawn now, which is fine. He'll do fine. He's a good actor. Him and his brother now, both Star Wars. Which, fun fact, Lars Mikkelsen was in a Star Wars fan film that came out last year, which you can look it up on YouTube. He plays a Jedi that's on the run. So, pretty cool. But yeah, so that's that. I wanted Jason Isaac, aka Lucius Malfoy, aka the dickhead in The Patriot that kills that kills fucking Mel Gibson's little kid. That guy. Phenomenal actor. Phenomenal actor. He also voiced the main Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor in Rebels. So there you go. It should have been him. They used him for the cover art of the books in the 90s, and he's just that's who he looks like, man. That's just what he is to me. But it is what it is. Lars Mikkelsen is gonna do great. So there you go. I really didn't look up any news about Skeleton Crew. I just know that it's being described as Goonies meets Star Wars, which is cool. I just know that it has Jude Law in it. I think I saw a leaked trailer. I saw a leaked trailer for The Acolyte. I saw half of one. I'll talk about that in a second. Skeleton Crew seems fun. Who doesn't love Jude Law? And Jude Law with like some rambunctious kids lost in space. Sounds fun. That is gonna hit heavy into, they're in the unknown regions. They're lost in the unknown regions. That's got to be what it is, and it all circles back to Thrawn. So my question is, if Mando season 4 is coming out, when is that coming out? Are they even doing Mando season 4, or is Mando season 4 the movie? Did they just turn Mando season 4 into a movie instead? I think that's probably what happened. So they're gonna wrap this up quick. So Skeleton Crew comes out this year. They either have Mando season 4 in production or about to be, or it's scrapped and they're doing it as like a movie instead, which could work. But when's the movie come out? And if they're gonna wrap it up, what's happening? I'm just confused, I guess. Is there another season of Mando before the movie? I think that would make the most sense if there was another season of Mando before the movie, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, that Mando movie is gonna be what wraps up everything. They've already said that it's a culmination of Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, and Mando, all into one nice little package. And that would be what I'm going to assume is the last command of the Thrawn trilogy, which is the final fight between all of them, the New Republic and Thrawn. But it's not going to end like it ends in the game, or not in the game, in the books, because obviously the First Order has to rise. So maybe they probably beat the First Order and they just go back to the unknown regions, and Snoke kind of is there. I don't know. I have no idea. Because I know what happens in the Thrawn trilogy, and I'm trying to figure out a way to weave them into this new canon. And I think I really do think that that's what's ultimately going to happen. They're going to replace Sabayoth with Snoke, and instead of, well, obviously there's not going to be any solo kids. Jason and Jaina aren't there. The Ben obviously will show up, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Is there going to be a Luke clone? Is Luke going to fight himself? I think we would all lose our fucking minds. Who's popping up in next week's Mandalorian episode? Because I'm wrapping this Mando stuff up right now before we move on. Is it going to be Thrawn? It makes sense. They just showed the back of his head in Ahsoka. They just brought him out on stage and officially said who he was. The next thing to do is to make him pop up in Mando. And that just makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. The only other person that I think that would show up that would get the crowd that excited would be Mace Windu. And if Mace Windu shows back up, Jesus Christ, I don't even know how they're gonna spin that, but hey, whatever. I'll be here for it. Those are the only two options, I think. Maybe Ezra, but I don't think it would make the crowd go that crazy. It might. It might, but I have a feeling that it's Thrawn, unless Ezra and Thrawn got Moff Gideon out and Ezra's actually working with Thrawn. Maybe Ezra knows about this threat that's coming and he's trying to justify it by working with Thrawn. Who knows? Something weird's gonna happen. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Ahsoka trailer. What are your all's theories of what's gonna happen with Thrawn and Ahsoka and the Skeleton Crew? Who are those two Dark Jedi? What are they? Who are they? Are they even Dark Jedi? Why are they fighting in the world between the worlds? It looks awesome, dude. The whole thing looks fucking kick-ass. Moving on to Ahsoka, or not Ahsoka, the Acolyte. I saw about 30 seconds of a leaked trailer of the Acolyte. My lord, does that look awesome. There's a voiceover the whole time, and it's that Asian guy from Squid Games giving a speech. I think it's the guy from Squid Games. I don't know. I didn't watch it. He's giving a speech. He's talking to his younglings, and it's like cut in between these fucking people fighting this I guess an acolyte with daggers. I don't know. It looks sick. It looks so dope. And my theory on that one is, well, that's an obvious one, It's set 100 years before the Phantom Menace, so that's about 132 BBY, for those of you who know Star Wars years. And what's happening then? Plagueis, obviously. It's gotta be Plagueis, right? I think Plagueis is the one looking for a new apprentice. He's still an apprentice himself with Darth Tenebrous. And by the end of the first season, I think we're gonna see him. He's gonna kill Tenebrous. You know, I think this first season will end up essentially being the Tenebrous Way, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a short story that came after the Darth Plagueis novel. That's all about the last, like the final moments of Darth Tenebrous's life. I think it happens like after he gets killed by Plagueis, actually, and it's all from the point of view from his consciousness. It's really interesting stuff. But I think that's what's going to happen, and then Plagueis is going to find his apprentice in this acolyte, and obviously that acolyte is not going to live, or she's going to turn. Something's going to happen because Palpatine's he's going to have to show up at least by the end of the show. I don't know how many seasons it's going to be, but at least by the end of the show, he's going to have to show up in the last episode. I don't know. That's my short theory on that. This is going to be like my longest video in a very long time. Anyway, well, no, maybe not. I have an Indy 5 trailer that I'm gonna trailer reaction that I did on Friday or Saturday. Friday night. I did it Friday night. I just haven't edited it yet. Be on the lookout for that because I'm going to post that probably today as well. So, what do you guys think of this weekend? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Star Wars Celebration. Do you even care anymore? I thought I didn't after the whole Lizzo debacle. I wanted nothing to do with Star Wars anymore. So, which that's kind of a little over dramatic. But you know what I mean. I was still going to watch Star Wars. I was just done. But then this trailer dropped and I forgot all about Lizzo. And I don't care about Mando anymore. Just give me Ahsoka and let's move on. Oh, fuck, James Mangold. I forgot all about that. Speaking of Indy 5, James Mangold is getting his own Star Wars movie that he's writing, directing about the fucking dawn of the Jedi. Set 25,000 years before the Phantom Menace. That'll be so goddamn cool. It's a blank canvas. They can do whatever they want. They can't piss anybody off. They have no ties to any characters. It's gonna be awesome. That movie is gonna be insane if it happens, but it'll probably be canceled by June. So who knows? We'll see. It looks the whole thing looks sick. I'm not even gonna talk about the Rey movie with that documentarian chick making it. What's the point, honestly? It's obviously going to be episode 10. I don't want it to be episode 10. I really don't even want it to focus on Rey. I don't care that she's there. It makes sense. She has to be there. She's the one starting the new Jedi Order. She's the only one who can. So I get that. I'm not even going to be upset about that. If you're upset about that, you're just living in a deluded fantasy. I just don't care about it. I think it's too soon. I don't think the wounds have fully healed from the sequels. People just don't care about that timeline anymore. I think the best move that they should have done is just skip it. There should have been like 100 years of peace after Rise of Skywalker. Don't show anything throughout that 100 years. Just skip forward 100 years entirely and just start fresh 100 years in the future. Make Rey a master from the past. She's got a statue at the academy. There's somebody else running it now. Start it there. That's the only, they didn't need to go back to Rey. They just didn't, I don't think. But it is what it is. I'm in a way glad that they're giving them another movie because they all got shafted. Whether Finn and Poe and all them come back, I don't know. I hope Finn is at least in there because I want him to have the Jedi story arc that he deserved. I want Rey to have a better story than she got. The whole thing was stupid. She should be nobody still. She should be somebody else. She shouldn't be a Skywalker. Or she should have just accepted that she was a Palpatine, like we all said. But hey, whatever. Doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this whole weekend of Star Wars Celebration. Like this video. Subscribe. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by May. I don't think that's going to happen, but hey, anything's possible. So, be on the lookout for my Indy 5 reaction. I'm going to have that out today at some point. And that is a legit first time watch. I hadn't seen the trailer yet. Spoiler, I loved it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Comment all your stuff. Hit me up with some stuff that I should react to. I got a list of stuff now. I think the next movie I'm gonna watch is The Whale. I did a poll. That was what everybody voted on. So we'll see what happens. Whenever I get around to it, I don't know. We'll see. These next few months are gonna be super busy for me. So who knows what I'll have time to do. Anyway, until next time, where am I?